Good evening, everyone, and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. Once again, happy great 4th of July for everyone watching. If you do enjoy my content, please consider dropping that like and subscribe. It greatly improves our channel and it grows and this message to a lot more people. Now, one of my followers were asking me a bit about what I think of a certain number of coins, also where I see Bitcoin and Ethereum going 2024 and 2025. So that's exactly what I'm going to try and say. Please bear in mind, this is only my opinion. It's number one, not financial advice, and I do not own a monopoly of truth around these projects. I can just highlight what I see and things that I like and I don't like. So regarding Bitcoin and Ethereum, I do think they will perform better than the stock market. I don't think generational wealth type of returns will happen anymore. I do see Bitcoin going at least to 90,000. Too many people are talking about 100,000 Bitcoin, which kind of scares me a little bit because everyone is looking at that level. And but I do hope that it goes to somewhere between 140 to 180,000. When it comes to Ethereum, I do expect it to outperform Bitcoin, and I do think that Ethereum will either become the number one coin, meaning flipping Bitcoin, or will come very close to it. I don't know why, but I do smell some sort of Ethereum ETF at the end of the cycle being rumored to happen. Not coming out, being rumored to happen. We'll see. It's just a funny feeling. Now, within the cycle, I mentioned this before, if in 2024 the ETF comes out for Bitcoin at the end of the year, I do think there's a potential to cut the cycle short. If it comes around the Bitcoin halving, which is already by the rumor sell the news event in any case, I do think we should still see a nice bull run in 2025. There are some people talking about a super cycle with the coming of institutional money, basically the last cycle for generational wealth. I do think it's a possibility. If that happens, then I will make my generational wealth this cycle. If we have another cycle, so be it. One thing that I'm doing is I do have a number of coins which I consider the retirement bags, and I will be revealing which ones they are around the 15th to 20th of July. I'm still deciding on the exact date. And basically what I've been trying to do is during the bear market and the recovery year, so 2022-2023, to accumulate a large part of it, a large bags of it, so I don't need it to do a million X, for example, in order to succeed. Now, some of the coins that I try to avoid are the ones targeted by the SEC. And you just need to look at what happened to Ripple, to XRP during the court case, and what it did to XRP in the last bull run. Now, there are a few exceptions to this, but I do think, as a general rule, I prefer to avoid coins that are being targeted. And in the case of XRP, which I really hope XRP wins, by the way, and I do think it's going to be a good push if they win it. However, during the court case, it was proven that Ripple is constantly dumping on the XRP holders, and I don't like when certain entities are constantly dumping on its following. That's the same issue that I have with the VCs associated with Hedera, with HBAR. When it comes to Stellar, to XLM, it is not a scam. It's been around since 2014, if I'm not mistaken, but it's in the curse of the third cycle. If you don't know what it is, just check the returns of coins that go through their third cycle. it's completely abysmal. So I try to avoid those. Metaverse seems to me that it was just a fad, coming from Facebook changing its name, of course, and then people putting metaverse on everything, and then realizing that a lot of video games already did that for decades, so there was nothing really special. AI seems to be a big topic, but my issue with AI is that it came very early in the cycle. So typically you're looking for the next narrative a bit later in the cycle. So around the Bitcoin halving, maybe a bit later than the Bitcoin halving, not so soon. So I'm not sure if you already have a clear topic or a clear narrative for this cycle. So what are the guidelines that I follow? Avoid cryptos which are very inflationary. Avoid cryptos in which there's large entities or the founders dumping on the following large cryptos with too many influencers, and some of them that I know for a fact are scams. Avoid coins that had inflation bugs. Avoid targeted SEC coins. Although if XRP wins the lawsuit, that my position may change on that. But those are just some general rules. What is the most important? Community. That is the greatest asset on any crypto. People forget. Cryptos go up because people buy and they don't sell, just like any other asset. Then the reason behind it can vary. Don't forget, what is the utility of Dogecoin? Nothing. It outperformed Bitcoin in the last cycle, 40x. So all the utility went through the window. What about Shiba Inu? 1.4 million fold appreciation in 12 months. What is the utility? It's another picture of a different dog. That's all. Pepe. What is the utility? So what I'm saying is you have a lot of projects with a lot of utility or a lot of theoretical utility, but they don't have any community. So they have no users, they have no development, nobody cares. They go up a bit and they die and they stay dead. Then you have other coins with absolutely no utility and they go up and they stay up and they go even further because the community is very strong. So community is the first thing. Number 2 is the founder, the quality of the founder. Number 3, tokenomics. Number 4 is the code audited and unchangeable. I don't want thing with admin keys. I don't want thing that drains my wallet. I don't want things that rug pulls me. So I want a strong community with a good following, a good leader, proven leader, and with a level of code that if he changes his mind for some reason, he cannot screw me. Yeah? So that's an important one as well. And in which cycle are they? First cycle, second cycle. First and second, I still have a look at it. Third cycle, I avoid it. And then, is it specially made to avoid the SEC? Very important. Why? Because you just don't want the weight of it on top of you all the time. So those are my guidelines for my picks in terms of retirement packs. Now, I'm not giving you any kind of advice. This is what I look at. So the negatives, which I said before, and now the positives, which I looked after. And after a lot of research, many hours, I do pick 4, 5, 6 coins, no more than that. And I try to allocate my capital as I can. I don't try to pick winners from that pool, because I do think they will all do very well, but maybe one in the beginning will do better, the other will do worse. And then, my opinion, have a clear horizon and have a clear way of thinking of when you're going to get in. So I'm going to get in, for example, in my case, 2023, and then in 2024, every time some of my coins go down 40-50%, I'm going to buy huge chunks. Instead of buying smaller amounts, I try to buy bigger chunks. And depending on when the Bitcoin ETF comes out, I will start DCAing out into stable coins. and maybe I will leave others if they do generate yield by themselves. Meaning, generating yield by themselves doesn't mean giving your money to someone else, like, putting it on an exchange with the promise of somebody giving it more to you. Every time you do that, you get to be in the headlines of losing all your money. But you have certain projects that the code itself generates yield. It's programmed to generate yield, just like Bitcoin, right? Bitcoin inflates a certain amount per cycle. Who's giving you the Bitcoin? Nobody. It's the code itself inflates. It's programmed to inflate an X amount per year. That's what I'm talking about. Trustless yield, in the sense that there's no third party involved here. Yeah. So that is my opinion. That's how I look at some of those projects. I will be revealing which ones I'm looking at as retirement prospects in the future, but those are kind of the guidelines that I try to follow. So I hope I answered your question, and I'll catch you in the next one.